morning show. This past Memorial Day weekend, George Lucas's film Star Wars hit the big screen, and it's sure to be a blockbuster. Today, we are going behind the scenes with the cast and crew to discuss the iconic role of Princess Leia. We give a warm welcome to the man behind the camera, George Lucas.
Thank you so much for having me.
Were you anticipating the success of this film?
So I wasn't really sure how the audience was going to react. It is the first film of this nature. You know, we did essentially introduce a new world. And anytime you introduce something new, it's hard to tell what the turnout will be and how the audience will respond. But it went really well, and the public really took to it, and we couldn't be more thrilled.
Great! Going into the film, we expected Luke to be the most popular, well-received character. But many will argue that Leia pulls the largest crowd to the theater. What can you say about this?
Well, we always intended for Leia's character to not be your typical princess, and we weren't sure how the audience was going to take this, but we were thrilled with the turnout. Her role in the film was meant to be impactful, which isn't something that you always see. And we didn't just want her to be an accessory to Luke, which we so often see in films. We wanted to break through with this strong female role. And Leia just wasn't intended to sit back and watch things unfold. We wanted her to have a huge role in the movie itself.
Now we're here with Mark Hamill, who plays Luke Skywalker in Star Wars. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Woo! So has your concept of what a princess is changed after being part of this film?
Yes, of course. Although Leia holds the title of a princess, she is nothing like the stereotypical fairy tale princess. She is political. She runs her own rebellion, stands her own as a character, and most importantly, does not need Luke or Han to fulfill her duties.
Wow. So your character Luke, his original plan was to rescue Leia, but then Leia actually ends up rescuing you. What was it like?
It was definitely a new concept to see. I'm very new to the industry, but I know for a fact men are most often than none the hero. It was refreshing to see the new idea of a woman taking control of a situation. For example, when we were fighting the stormtroopers and we had to jump over this drop-off, we were trying to figure out what to do. So I gave Leia my gun, and she started to fight them, and she didn't just stand there like the other.
She kicked butt.
Yeah, she did. So she saves his butt more than once. I think the concept is great to portray on screen.
Yeah.
Now what?
Some rescue. You came in here. Did you have a plan for getting out?
Eat the brains! We are... What the hell are you doing?
Somebody has to save our skins. Into the garbage, flyboy.
As you know, especially working with Carrie Fisher, she's a strong female role model. Do you think she did a good job at representing this with her character?
Oh, for sure. I think Carrie embodied everything George intended Leia to be, a strong, independent woman. She was also the only woman on set, but she didn't let that intimidate her, just like Leia refused to let Han and Luke run the show.
As you know, working with Carrie Fisher, who is a strong female role model, do you think she represents that well in her character?
Oh, for sure. Carrie embodied everything George intended Leia to be, a strong, independent woman. She was also the only woman on set, but she didn't let that intimidate her, just like Leia didn't let Han and Luke take over the show.
I definitely noticed that.
Yeah.
So far, we've had amazing guests who have brought new insight on Star Wars for us. Now for a message from our sponsors.
My baloney has a first name, it's O-S-C-A-R. My baloney has a second name, it's M-A-Y-E-R. Oh, I love to eat it every day, and if you ask me why, I'll say, 'cause Oscar Mayer has a way with B-O-L-O-G and A.
Oscar Mayer, the first name in Bologna.
How's that?
And now, from our live studio audience, I present you with Leia's biggest fan. Woo! Aww. It's great to have you. What's your name?
Misty Rivers.
And how old are you, Misty?
I'm 17.
Great. Many people say that this film is targeted towards young men, but you seem to be a really big fan. Why is that?
I love the story of the courage of the princess. When she grabs the gun and blasts that exit through the garbage chute, I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. I didn't know she could do that. She was so brave.
I completely agree with your last point. We never see characters like Leia on television nowadays. So, do your friends love her just as much as you?
Definitely. She's all my friends' favorite character. I think we're all just really inspired by her courage, you know? Like whenever she's on screen, it's totally action-packed. I think she's way more interesting than Luke and Han. Even my little sister wants to be like Leia.
That's adorable. Is it because she's a princess?
I guess so, but also just because she's such an amazing leader, you know?
Wow, well, we have a special surprise for you today.
Oh my goodness.
Carrie Fisher is here.
Are you serious? Princess Leia!
Hi.
Oh
So
my
nice
gosh,
to meet you.
It's so nice to meet you. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be watching from the front
I
row.
hope you enjoy.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thanks for coming. Bye, Misty. Well, everyone, here it is. Carrie Fisher. What was it like to have this as your first leading role, especially at such a young age?
It was nerve-wracking for sure. It's not a common occurrence to have female leading roles, and the few that I have seen set the expectations for myself so high. Women don't usually get the chance to see role models on screen, so I wanted to make a lasting impression for women. You know, George took a risk by hiring someone so young, but I wanted to take the opportunity, you know, I didn't want to pass it up.
Yeah, you did an amazing job, honestly.
Thank you.
It appears that you're the only female role consistently throughout the film. What was it like being surrounded by men all the time? Was it intimidating?
Intimidating for sure. You know, like, men are always dominating in this industry, and I didn't want that to be an influencing factor when playing Leia. I've just been given this huge opportunity to show that women too can make a strong impact in this industry.
That's beautiful. So is this what you were expecting when you were told you'd be playing the role of Princess Leia?
Well, my initial thought of the character was nothing like how it turned out to be. You know, I never thought of a princess as strong of a character as George has written, which I love. Typically, a princess is usually a damsel in distress, but Leia's the furthest thing from that. You know, she's totally separate from that stereotype, and that scene, for example, where Han and Luke come to save her highlights exactly what her character is about. You know, they come to rescue her, and she's that one who ends up rescuing them. You always see girls looking to men for saving, but Leia has no time for that, which I love that about her character.
Exactly. She doesn't need anyone to save her.
No.
So, Carrie, do you consider Princess Leia's role to be a feminist one?
Oh, most definitely. You know, she doesn't stand by and take anything from anyone. When interrogated by Vader and Tarkin, she stands defiant and doesn't crumble under their authority. She really takes charge. Even when talking to Han, you know, she doesn't get pushed around by him. She refuses to let that happen. And I think it's amazing to see that this character exists. You know, we never see men and women as equals, especially in film. So it's great to see that George wrote Leia's role like this. I think it'll be awesome for women to see.
Yeah, and you do an amazing job at portraying this feminist role, that's for sure.
Thank you.
So, how does it feel to be such an empowering role model for women?
You know, it feels so great. The pressure is definitely there, but I feel like it's such an honor to have this opportunity. I'm a huge advocate myself for women's rights and equality, and this role really gives me the voice I need to bring awareness to the issue. It's amazing to be part of this pinnacle moment for the industry, and I really hope it influences women, especially young women, the way that I hoped it would.
For coming on my show today.
Thank you for having me.
I really wanted you today because you are really, truly a feminist. Your character, yourself, you, Carrie Fisher, and Princess Leia will inspire my audience and eventually even the world. You're creating this movement, a new hope for this world, and I love it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching, and stay tuned because next week we'll have the cast and crew of Saturday Night Fever on.